If you're a woman age 40 and above, chances are you're experiencing some signs of either perimenopause or menopause. I'm Nina the Food Doc, registered dietitian, nutritionist with over 15 years of experience, and I actually specialize in helping women over 40 balance their nutrition, manage their weight without all the restrictions. So I can relate my experience with perimenopause to the game Chutes and Ladders. Those of you who are my age, and I'm in my 50s, can probably relate to this particular game. Now, Chutes and Ladders for me was one of my favorites, and it usually resulted in a bunch of arguments and bad attitudes, especially if you hit that long chute that takes you all the way back down nearly to the beginning. So I think of perimenopause as being like on this particular board. You know, one day you're riding high, you're going up the ladder, you know, you're feeling good. And then some days you'll hit that chute and it feels like you're just going all the way back down to the bottom. That would be the hot flashes, the mood swings, which seems to come out of nowhere. So yeah, that's my, you don't know what you're going to get from day to day with perimenopause. You don't. But if you if you have the right support, you have the right tools, you can make it through. Now, menopause, on the other hand, thinking in the terms of the game Chutes and Ladders, you've reached the end of the game. But you know that reaching that end point was not linear. So it wasn't just all rainbows and, it wasn't all good feels during that journey, but you made it. So my journey would be, so far, it changes from day to day. I don't know what I'm going to get, but I just take it as it comes. Okay, and that's how I view this whole perimenopause, menopause journey. Perimenopause typically begins sometimes as early as in your 30s, from 30s to 40s. There's some signs and symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. Definitely the hot flashes and the night sweats. But, some of these symptoms, they vary from woman to woman. So I have the hot flashes, but I've talked to some other women who haven't experienced a hot flash at all. So it all depends on the person. So you got the hot flashes, the night sweats, the mood swings that seem to come out of nowhere, sleep disturbances, weight gain. Where did this weight come from? Especially around the middle where we don't want it. And it's all about hormonal shifts. During perimenopause and menopause, the major hormones that are being affected are the estrogen and the progesterone. They're just doing, in perimenopause, they're like doing somersaults. They're just all over the place. All over the place. And it definitely feels like it. So here's what I tell my clients who are actually going through perimenopause or menopause. These are some things that I suggest that they do. First of all, balanced nutrition is so important. So what I mean by balance, you have your meals and snacks are balanced. You have a complex fiber-rich carb, lean protein, healthy fat every time you eat. No meal skipping. Meal timing is of utmost importance. So if you're eating, you should be eating something every 3 to 4 hours. So you shouldn't be going all day without eating and expect for the outcome to be, good. Regular physical activity. You gotta move, ladies. At this particular age, you gotta move. Cardio and toning, because that the muscle that we have starts to soften, and so we want to make sure we stay toned. So you need a combination of cardio and resistance training on a regular basis. managing your stress. During this period, the stress levels may be high anyway, but I would recommend that you do manage the stress a little bit better. Definitely check in with your primary care providers. Stay on top of things with your different labs and whatnot. That's very important. And of course, work with a registered dietitian to help you through this journey, help you along during this journey. Menopause is not the end. It's just the new beginning. If you have the right tools, the support, and the mindset, you can thrive in this next phase of your life. The thing that surprised me the most going through this journey, and I don't know, right? I wouldn't really say it was a surprise, but these doggone hot flashes, I just didn't, I didn't pay attention when my mom was going through this phase in her life. She always had a fan, and I couldn't figure out why did she always have that fan, and she would just whip it out. But yeah, I get it now. Yeah. So if I could find a way to delete these hot flashes, I'd be fine. So any help would be greatly appreciated. So to determine whether or not you're in perimenopause versus menopause, when you're in menopause, you have not had a period for 12 consecutive months. So if you hadn't had a period in over a year or about a year, then you may be in menopause. But then again, go to your primary care provider just to check, to be sure. If this video finds you on your perimenopausal or menopausal journey, share your tips and tricks in the comment section below. We're all in this together. I'll see you next time.